Hello everyone, it's great to see you in today's video. Can you believe it? With just one tomato in your kitchen, you can help a rose cutting develop healthy roots without chemicals or rooting hormones. Today, I will share a completely natural, simple, and economical way to propagate roses, and has been successfully tested by many gardeners. If you love gardening in a natural way, don't miss this video. And for this method to be truly effective, the most important thing is to choose the right cuttings from the start. A healthy branch will determine more than 70% of the chances of successful rooting. Choose a healthy rose branch. The branch has at least one or two distinct leaf nodes. This is where new root tissue will develop. Remove all the leaves from the lower part of the cutting. This helps reduce water loss. Keep the branch from losing strength during the period before it roots. If there are thorns on the branch, you should completely remove the thorns at the base. This helps avoid damaging the branch tissue and limits bacterial and fungal invasion when planting in the substrate. At the base of the cutting, cut it at an angle of approximately 45 degrees. This cut increases the surface area, thereby stimulating the branch to absorb moisture better and form roots faster. At the top of the cutting, keep only one or two small leaves. This sufficient amount of leaves will help the branch maintain photosynthesis, but will not cause the branch to lose too much water. Finally, for the cut area above the branch after it has been neatly trimmed, you can use a thin layer of beeswax to seal it. This method helps prevent water from entering, reduces the risk of root rot, and limits harmful bacteria and fungi throughout the rooting process. This step is not mandatory, but I highly encourage you to take it, especially when propagating cuttings in a humid environment, where fungi and bacteria grow very quickly. You just need to lightly crush or finely chop a fresh clove of garlic. Garlic contains allicin, a natural compound that can inhibit harmful fungi and bacteria. Garlic solution helps clean cuts at the base of branches, reducing the risk of infection in the first few days. But it is still gentle and safe for young tissue. It does not cause shock or burn branches like some strong chemicals. Add about 300 milliliters of clean water and stir well. Next, soak the base of the rose stem in this solution for 5 to 10 minutes. It only takes a few minutes, but this small step can significantly increase the survival rate of your cuttings. Now we come to the most important ingredient of this entire method. Not rooting hormone, not chemicals, but a familiar tomato from the kitchen. It is at this stage that the rose cutting will receive a stable supply of moisture and the necessary natural nutrients to begin forming new roots. You cut the tomatoes into slices, about 1 to 1.5 centimeters thick. Gently remove the cuttings from the cup of solution. Allow excess water to drain from the bottom, preparing them for the next important step. In this method, I use a loose growing medium, consisting of 40% treated coconut fiber and 60% clean sand. This combination allows the substrate to drain well, but still retain enough moisture and plenty of air, ideal conditions for new roots to form. I used a medium-sized seedling part with drainage holes at the bottom and filled the part about halfway with potting mix. Next, gently thread the base of the rose cutting through the tomato slice. The base of the branch should be inserted through the tomato slice. Leave about 0.5 to 1 centimeter of the branch base exposed under the tomato slice. Next, gently place the cutting in the center of the potting mix, keeping the cutting upright and not tilted. Tomatoes are rich in water, helping to maintain stable moisture around the cutting, which is crucial when the cutting is not yet rooted. At the same time, the enzymes and natural organic acids in tomatoes are released slowly. Gently stimulates root tissue growth without causing shock or damage to the branches. Next, fill the potting mix around the base. Press gently enough to secure the branch. After completion, you spray a moderate amount of water to moisten the surface of the growing medium. Avoid watering too forcefully to prevent the cuttings from shifting. Next, using a large, clear plastic cup. It already has a few small holes drilled for air release. It's turned upside down on the seedling part. This method helps maintain stable humidity while still ensuring air circulation. Create an environment similar to a mini greenhouse for the cuttings to root. Place the seedling part in a cool, well-ventilated area, avoiding direct sunlight. The ideal temperature for rose cuttings to root is around 20 to 28 degrees Celsius. In the following days, just check the humidity periodically. Mist the growing medium with water when you see it's starting to dry out, and observe the growth of the cuttings. And after about 3 to 4 weeks, this is the result we've been waiting for. New shoots begin to sprout from the leaf nodes, fresh and vibrant. A clear sign that the cutting is rooted and successfully adapted. Before inspecting the root system, lightly moisten the growing medium to soften the soil and reduce the risk of damaging young roots. Next, gently lift the cutting, avoid pulling forcefully, so as not to damage the very young and sensitive root system. You can see that the root system is white, strong, and evenly distributed around the base of the branch. This is an indication that this breeding method is working effectively. And the rose branch is ready to move on to the next stage of development. At this point, you can transfer the plant to a larger part, so that the rose can continue to grow healthily. Gardening is a slow journey, but every step is worthwhile. If you enjoy natural gardening methods like this, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Join me to discover more simple and effective ways to grow plants. May your garden always be lush and full of blooming flowers.